now can be done from a
as well. Main principles that we're going to be looking at. Still, we've got the idea of phase A, B, C, D, but spacing, I mentioned this morning, we're going to try and reinforce the idea of catching the ball outside of the three-point line or inside the key. Now, especially because we've gone to FIBA three-point lines and the big key, not everybody can shoot a three-point shot. Why do we still want to get the idea of catching outside of three, even for a kid that doesn't have the strength to get the ball there?
Spacing so we're offside movement of the ball.
Okay, so by creating more space in the middle, we've opened space for cutters, we've opened space for the basketball, and what's that do to a defense? So if a kick out happens, we've created a much longer distance to have to try and recover. So we're not necessarily wanting 9-year-olds to huck up that shot, but we want to have them attack a rotating defender. Second thing, anytime the basketball moves or players move, it's kind of like that physics or science saying energy cannot be created or destroyed, it just gets transferred. Every time that moves, every other player has to. There's an equal reaction on every single movement. Timing and flow, that's how we're going to link it from this morning. So with the 24-second shot clock with FIBA, we do not have time to bring the ball up, give it to our point guard, call play number 5, let everybody get to the right spot, and go. There's just not time to do it. So we are trying to get right into offense without stopping the basketball, and we'll show you how to do that. And then reading the defense. We're going to try and give these kids cues that they can get to a point where they recognize them outside of their conscious brain. So outside of 3 inside key, we're going to ask them to sprint off of penetration. And we'll give you some ideas of push-pull stuff, but what we're really trying to enforce now is getting to a place where the ball can see you. So you can never be 3 in a row. If the ball can't see you, you're not in the right spot. Okay? And who has the advantage and why? We're going to work our way through all of that. So just to put it in context, we're going to do some dynamic one-on-one with these guys, which if you were here last year, you saw this. But when we did our full court stuff, I kept saying, right now we're allowing them to have everybody finish at the rim. In our true transition stuff, if you are choosing to do it with a rim runner, with someone that's taken the middle lane, that lane is now taken. Why do I feel that it doesn't make sense to send a cutter in there now? Yeah, there's too many people. All that we're doing is taking an extra defender either way. So if we make the pass to the rim runner, I've just taken an extra defender. If I make the pass to the wing player and we still have a rim runner, again, there's an extra defender. So we want to honor the person that has this space to play with, and we're going to ask the person running the lane, if they don't have an open rim to run at, we use that term a lot, open rim means no one's there. So if I'm beating the ball up the court and it's open, then sure, I can cut in. That makes sense. It's my open space. If that space is already taken, I let her play in that space, and we're going to do something called bump the baseline or bump the ropes. So you know that wrestling term? And you bounce off the ropes. So use your imagination here a little bit. If the ball is coming up, we're going this way. Let's even say I'm further back. If I'm being pressured a lot, and we have eye contact, I'm reading over my inside shoulder, there comes a time, and kids have to play around with this. If there's lots of pressure, sorry about this, I need to be able to, with eye contact, recognize I'm needed and bounce back to the ball. So I don't have to get all the way to the baseline. We're going to do it off the baseline today. But at any point, especially with higher level, if people are starting to have defensive transition schemes where they're stopping the ball or having a short safety, this is a great way to make my wing entry. So rather than have to get to a spot, do your V-cut, entry, we're gonna flow into it. As soon as I can make my wing entry, if there's no advantage, why not do that? I have just initiated my offense without having to set up a play. Okay, so when we're coming in those transition drills we were doing, if I'm not open early on the wing, and I'm not needed to bounce back early, I'm going to flatten my defender out. And the reason I want to do this is because I've created a gap for myself to create, so my body is attacking space, and putting this defense in a position where they have to guard me or they don't. If they don't guard me, great, I got my entry pass. That's fine. If they do decide to guard me, I'm always playing one-on-one versus my defender. One-on-one. Player with a ball. We'll do some self-toss. I'll just demo it first. And let's go off both sides so coaches can see. We can get half you guys down here with me as well. And Kelly, if you wouldn't mind helping them out down here. And can I borrow your ball for 1 second? Dynamic one-on-one. Thank you very much. Playing one-on-one without the basketball. Okay, we are going to show this off the baseline bump again because we're going to get this in transition. If I'm not open early, I continue to create the gap to attack. Okay, some points of emphasis as we do this. As people who are working on our error detecting, correcting, these points are ones that you are going to be, as I walk by, whispering in my ear, number whatever, isn't showing hands. Number something, she isn't reading her inside shoulder. I want you to be thinking very technically, through this. So essentially what happens, I'm going to use a self-toss here to the attack spot or our wing spot. And this is mimicking an entry pass. Okay, so the pass hopefully is meeting me at our appointment spot. The ball and I have to be here at the same time or we miss our appointment and we're out of rhythm and the advantage is gone. I'm playing with a 1 second advantage here because the defense is showing me something. So the first one, do you want to guide me? If the defense is trailing me, now I'm just going to show it with Kel, and then as always, we're going to do it 1 versus 0. And the kids can go on either side of the net and just get reps of this. So if she's trailing me, I know that because as I sprint to meet the basketball, I'm reading over my inside shoulder, I'm just peeking. So chin to shoulder. As it's in the air, I'm also gonna get my hand prepared. This is my target, it comes off of my shoulder. I'm low. If she's trailing me, I already know how I'm gonna beat her as I catch this ball. So I've already beaten her before I've caught it. So I'm gonna try and get my footwork so that I'm catching on my my outside foot. And this is where our skier comes in. Again, my hips are gonna, it's hard in slow motion, go around. And because she's here, as I go middle on this, sorry about the bum grab, I have essentially gone past her already. She's cut off. So it's a crossover step to the middle. Now with our U14s, U16s, why am I saying we're attacking elbow to a pull-up jumper? U12s, we can probably be thinking, sure, attack the rim. Why are we only stopping for a pull-up here? Yes, imagine whoever the biggest person on your team is, or if they know who Dwight Howard is, pretend that that person is standing there. We don't want to go that deep. So the trail, outside foot push. Okay, footwork. If kids are having trouble with it, you'll see these guys have done it. But this is where, if you have assistant coaches, you're working one-on-one. They want to go fast, slow them down. Okay, if on this catch, Kelly starts to take a gamble, so the pass gets through, but she ends up on my high side on the catch. Okay, I am planting and squaring. She's on this high side. Again, I know, where the path to the rim is. Rip, and watch my hips and my feet again. My knees, my hips, and my feet always face the same direction or I'm gonna hurt myself. Crossover, because this is my pivot. I'm vision finding the rim. Assume help side is coming. Build the habit. Outside, inside, baby hook finish. So you guys, let's get Happy over here. If it's the first time they've ever done it, do one side at a time. So we're only gonna do our outside foot push now. So everybody is going to this. If people are struggling, have them catch. In fact, maybe with Lou, while these guys are going, Lou, come here. I'll show you a couple of interventions, some steps we can do even before this. Scott, can I borrow that ball? Thanks. Okay, so if I'm trying to teach Lou how to do this, and they're struggling with the rhythm of it,
go ahead, ladies.
You guys are going outside foot push.
Go ahead.
Thanks. Outside of 3. Okay, all that I'm gonna do, as she runs to me, I'm gonna drop the ball, and she's gonna practice catching it on her foot furthest away from me, and she's just gonna stop, and then put the ball down, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Good, she gives it back to me. Go back the other way, I forget which foot I just did.
Yeah, this one.
Okay, have them learn to get the rhythm. Then we might be able to get into some of this. So now we're watching here, error detecting, correcting. What do we already see with their spacing? I need to push them outside of the 3. Self-toss to attack spot. Good, so I'm saying come up higher, start that self-toss so it's right at the wing. Good, now which foot did she catch on? Outside, so now I'm putting this in, freeze. Okay, what are we seeing? Where's the main gap? We've seen a couple of different things.
Wrong foot.
Wrong foot. So we've got people catching on inside foot, and we've got people catching on 2. The 2, it's not wrong, but it's slower. I'm losing my advantage. So now I'm gonna put in the intervention. As a coach, I'm gonna ask them, we don't have enough coaches to do it, but what I would do, as she comes up to me, she's gonna take the ball out of my hand, okay, and as she does it, she needs to get onto her outside foot. I want you to pick up your inside foot and over-exaggerate it. Good, and now attack the middle. Ball to me. Okay, you're gonna come, catch outside, good, go to me. Good. As they start to get that, I'm still gonna over-exaggerate, but I'll let them do their self-toss, but they have to pause, frame it so I can take a picture. and go. So they've got a frame for 1 second. Good. Nice. So we're seeing a little bit of double hop. The double hop tells me we need to make sure in our warm-ups we keep working on all of this stuff that allows us to change speed, change direction. That's athleticism. And freeze. Now I can start to get a little bit pickier. So the main point there was the footwork and the rhythm of the footwork. Now, was there a hand preparation? No. Was there reading over their inside shoulder? No. So we can start to add that in. Some people might be more ready for it than others. If somebody still can't get the footwork, don't bother them with anything else. But if you've got a kid who's doing great, they're going to get bored. Keep challenging them. Okay, so Kelly and Lou will start individualizing their feedback in terms of, is hand prepared, inside shoulder, and I'll start walking and you guys can talk to me. Go.
When you take first step, right, because some of them take their step out and not cutting their defender off, would that be the next part?
Yeah, so if we just had a question here, if their angle of attack coming out of it isn't great, when would we tackle that? Again, it might be individualized. If your group's around the same thing, then that would be a next thing to talk about. So keeping the defender behind you, cutting them off. Good, and I ask them to be reflective. Are we catching the ball outside of 3 on every catch? Good, freeze it on your outside foot. Stop, go back. This is one, when it's this technical, if they don't do it right, stop them, make them do it again. There's nothing wrong with that. Catch on outside foot, so your left foot. Yeah. Good, now where's defense? Where's defense gonna be? I help her, she figures it out. Ball away from defense. Don't tell, if you can help it, don't tell them the answer. Help them figure it out. Use a guide. And in the interest of time, freeze. Okay, I'll show you this off of a self-toss, but we'll use coaches again. So again, off of the self-toss, this is the time defense has gotten to high side. Hands are prepared to give a target, and I'm reading inside shoulder. If they get on the high side, and again, angle of attack, that's why we love this 45. That's why we like getting to the attack spot if we can. So off of this, if Kelly's holding the basketball, she's going to, she can still for this one, hold the ball however she wants. So I'm going to show you a drill in a second where it'll have to be a little more technical. So we sprint up, hands are prepared, and I can practice getting my shoulder to hip with vision. How are we going to finish this? Power layup, our outside inside. Okay? So don't worry about this and this until we get footwork. Watch just footwork. You guys watch here. You guys watch here. Nice outside inside, Nick. Good. Right from warm-up, we again are seeing dots connecting. The more dots connect, the more this is likely to come out in a game. What are we asking them to do on every catch and sweep? Get in stance, find vision. Okay? It looks like the hips are coming around pretty nicely with the toes. Nice self-reflection. Ah, you're good. Keep working through it. I get to high side. Where are you going to go? This way. No, I'm here. Where's the path? Bam. Again, this reinforces why we have to work on fundamentals. They can do this technically. They can't find vision after they start their dribble. So when we go into the next parts, we're going to be a little bit limited by that. That's okay. We can work the two together. Okay, we're going to try this now without coaches. So we're going to go back to the self-toss, so they're having to get a little bit better with the timing. So you're going to try and toss it so you're catching at the wing spot. And coming through. Footwork, and then we got to start who's got it, so we can start reinforcing hands, shoulder. Try it on your own. You guys can now spread out if you want, so we're getting both sides. Coming back baseline side, here we go. Nice sweep here. Good. Footwork looks pretty good. Let's start expanding. How are our hands? Are we reading inside shoulder? We are reading a defender, or this doesn't work. Stop, go back. Read that inside shoulder, pretend I'm here. Good, see me the whole time? Yes, there's a peek. That's all we need, a little peek. Breathe, okay, I saw you. And I like that. If you've got an athlete that is disciplined enough to go slowly to master this, again, reward that. That tells you something about their training ethic. It always might be worth, and whenever I do coaching clinics, we talk about this, teaching how to do a self-toss probably will save you some time. And freeze. So we're going to push a little bit ahead. We're going to go into phase B of this, where the coach is now guiding if the person is going to go outside foot push or crossover baseline. Oh. So the angle of this, the guide's pretty important. They are basically going to square up to the rim. Okay? So when Lou catches this basketball, let's get all of our ladies over to this side. We'd be flip-flopping sides or going both sides of the basket intermittently. So ball's going to start here. This triggers the beginning of the drill. Now again, right now we're still learning. This might not be full speed. Eventually it will. If the ball is on this side, that's simulating defense on the high side. So she needs to be able to grab, come around baseline. If the ball is on the high side, we're going to add defense soon. The defense is trailing, catch, go around. So right now our offensive player has to read which dynamic one-on-one am I playing. Encourage them to go slowly. Lou and Kelly will say stop, go back if they don't get it right. Now is the time to do the immediate air detection correction. Okay, let's give it a try. Kel, just go here, back here, but and square, yeah. Nice read, Nikki. Why do you think the last thing we see come is the hands prepared? So wrinkles in the wrist right off the bat. Why do we have them running like that, and why do you think they don't do it? Have any of you ever taught it? This is new, it's newer, but what's the purpose? What, Jeff, I think, saw a hand. Shot ready. So with the technical director that gave us this stuff, Renato, his order of operations is I'm always a shooter first. You have to be able to shoot the ball and have confidence to shoot the ball. This also makes defense think they have to play you. This is a little bit of a mental game. I want the ball. You have to play me because I'm going to shoot this. We want to bring defense out to us. As a country, we also want to make sure that we're teaching people to exert pressure on defense so that we have to be better playing against it. There, I saw a hand prepared. Reading inside, get that hand prepared. So Nikki's wasn't bad there. We can see her sneaking in some extra steps to round it. Everything in basketball is played in stop, starts, and sharp. I'm big on sound effects because I find them memorable. So anytime I slam on the brakes, I happen to make that sound. You don't have to, I just do. Where's the defense? Think about which hand that ball's coming out on. Good. And freeze. Okay, can I get balls in an inside line? How about right where Nikki is probably good. No balls in our outside line. We're starting to add a guide. I'm going to quickly show you the step we do before this, but we will go into this. This is getting into phase C. I'll show you one more kind of middle of the pack, phase B, phase C. Nick, come out here. On the self-toss, coach would be guiding. On her self-toss right now, I will exaggerate. So she's reading me. On the toss, if I'm trailing, so we want to get a little bit bigger self-toss. If I'm trailing it, she's going outside foot push, so she's learning to recognize the cue. On the self-toss, if I get to high side, she's got to go through. That would be the step in between. We're going to skip it. Feel free to ask me any questions after. Okay, so now, Lou's back in. Pass comes from our inside line. Sorry, Nick, get rid of that one. Okay, as this pass comes to Lou, both of them have to read now. If ball is in upper hand, as Nikki's busting off the baseline, she needs to trail around, and she's going to try and finish that. Come back. Okay, if ball is put on baseline side, this is where if we know this is your most athletic, longest player, Lou's hand goes here. If this is your not as good player and we know we can control the advantage, Lou's hand comes here. You have the power. Okay, so we will, again, this is going to start to get messier. I'm not giving feedback on if they make the shot. Let's see what happens. That was going to be good. And we're getting immediate feedback, and so are the kids. That girl that just got bumped off her cut, she needs to run a tighter cut. Go back. This is why we believe in progression teaching. This is a lot, and it's going to get crazier. Turn your body a little bit.
Caroline, make that a little quicker. Instead of sweeping,
I respect that the defense is trying to get there. Make sure they're not cheating or cutting any corners.
Trying to keep you away from the speaker. When I try and run this, the bump the baseline in a game, I find that the other team, the girls are just waiting at the top of the key. What do you...
Perfect.
They're just waiting here like this, right?
Yeah. Good point. And this is the fun part of coaching. So he's run into a couple of times. If his girl goes down and flattens, waiting for eye contact, and explodes, somebody's just waiting here to play defense, so they're not flattening out. So a couple of answers to that. Well, what do you guys think? We could go backdoor off the cut. We could arguably, if they can't see me, I could go backdoor right from this spot. And this is where it's so nice because we don't want to teach them the pattern. So you don't always go down and bump the baseline. What is the defender doing? So if there's an open rim, you cut to it. Good. Because we've added competition, what's happened to the details? No more hands, no more reading inside shoulder. So again, do we deload or do we let them work their way through it? There's no right answer. Depends on the structure of your practice, what you're prioritizing. And you can see a little bit of the finishing stuff that we did this morning fits into this. Okay, let's get both sides to flip sides of the basket. Okay, this, we would not usually do this quickly. This is a harder read. Basically, you're gonna leave a gap in line with your true wing spot or your 45. Put the same thing down here. Thank you. Okay, and here you might want to have a coach guide, and you would build up to having a player guide this. You could even, to start connecting to your transition, have your ball start from down here, have them dribble with their head down. I activate them with my eye contact, and it's a sprint to get here. In order to make defense play you, you have to be worthy of guarding. So she'd sprint that. For right now, because we just want 1 point of emphasis, ball's gonna come to me. Okay, and again, you could start this where there's no D and you're just saying, okay, everything's gonna be crossover to baseline, everything's gonna be outside foot push. And we're just working on, if this is a player passing, getting ball on time, on target. So all the passing stuff in your technical package could be done here. So for instance, to Nikki, you're gonna go outside foot push, and it has to occur between the pylons. I need to make sure I give her a pass at the right time. She's done it before, so I am gonna be expecting and prepared, read inside shoulder. Okay, whenever you're ready. All right. Okay, so that was a sweet pass. Just kidding. Okay, so in the actual drill that we'll do where I'm showing you again the phase C, this is a harder phase C. We've got offensive player, defensive player. As a means of starting it again, if I'm not doing it with eye contact, which I really like the activating with eye contact in transition, but if we're not, we're just in our half court, defense will make the pass to me. That starts it, okay? What's gonna happen as Nikki bounces? I'm gonna be you for just 1 second. As Nikki goes up, we'll go slowly. I can choose to either trail her. She's doing whatever she needs to do because she's read me, but I either as defense have to go around this cone, which automatically makes me a trailer, or I'm not trying to knock the ball down, but on this pass as she goes, I have to go around this cone. She always has to go through middle. I have to go around here. So defense must go outside and around either of the two cones. That gives us the read. Okay, so this one is a little bit tougher. Kelly and Lou will help get the drill started. You guys talk amongst yourselves for, are they reading inside hand? Sorry, are they reading inside shoulder and showing hand? Okay, let's get going. That was good. That was very general feedback I just gave, but we're early, so I'm just good. We're having some success. Let them get some confidence. Then we get crazy with the feedback. Good. If you could do that again, and you know she's on the high side. My side. Where is she?
So Nikki, you're going to go up and around.
Where's our defender? This one will take some help with the defenders where to go. Because they're going to go through the middle, they have to go outside of them first. Outside to get back into the middle. There we go. Oh, and Nick loves that. Shoot away. Can you anticipate what kids will start to do when defense goes on the high side? Yes. Kids will want to go backdoor cut, and they'll say, what's the difference? And that's a great question. I applaud them when they ask it, because it's good critical thinking. The difference is, they're open on the wing. So the cut back to baseline happens when you've made that catch. So to execute a backdoor, the passer and the receiver have to make that read, or we see the ball goes out of bounds. If the ball's in your hands and D's on the high side, we cut back. If the ball's not in my hands and I'm at the attack spot, I go backdoor. That's why the pass has to be on time, on target. So if our timing and rhythm's off, we might miss that read. This is getting better. And freeze. We're going to get the kids to pass now. So let's get one or two of you guys here. One or two of you guys in the backcourt here with the ball. Okay, defense line doesn't have a ball. Defense is not allowed to move until the offense moves. The wing cutter moves. You guys are gonna move back a little bit. You guys are gonna look at the corner and activate them. Here, all that passing work that you guys will be doing in the first parts of your practice is gonna get worked on. They're gonna ball handle with vision, and now they have to have their head up and make an outside hand shoulder pass on time, on target, in between those pylons. With our older levels, what guide are we going to start to put on here? There's going to be a defender. All the stuff you did this morning is starting to come back together. But we'll do it with these guys, no defender on our passer. So let's move you guys to backcourt. Okay, and you guys are going to dribble head down. Watch them. She's going to come, and you're going to try and pass to her right in between those cones. Okay, defenders are ready. Go. Good. And we can give, and they can see immediate feedback. Was that pass on time, on target? Pretty good. The timing was good. They'll know if they're missing their appointment time. Okay, something I always forget to do, and this is where it's beautiful having a Kelly and a Lou. What's the rotation of the drill? Stop, you weren't activated yet. Go back down. Eye contact. Go ahead. Good. Sprint it when you're looked at.
Oh, it's when I look up?
Yeah.
Oh.
Good.
Give her eye contact when to go. Good.
Nice. For those of you who remember passing from last year, both people are shortening the pass, so we don't want to stop. We can keep shortening at them. You can hear Lou trying to help them with the basketball's played at changes of speed. Arguably, it's even played at stops and starts. So when they commit to being a cutter, cut. Nice. That's a travel care. Make sure you come through with your crossover step. Beautiful. Okay, freeze. We got to get to some other stuff. Dynamic one-on-one again can be played from anywhere, but we are going to build up after this. Can we get pylons off floors for me, girls? Okay, and we are going to start to show you some penetration principles. So, first one we'll show. Can I get somebody without a ball? For the sake of argument, since we ran our transition with the post player weak side rim line, we'll assume, okay, I tried to get my steal at the rim. We're going to exit weak side for now. You don't have to do that, but we're going to show you penetration principles with them in that spot. Off the wing, we will also show them off of a weak side wing spot. And we'll show you something off the top as well. Lou, can you be that side for me? I'm going to be you for 1 second. Okay, so I'm watching the transition unfold as our rim runner here. Lou right now is going to make the read to go back to the baseline side. I'm going to show you both of the reads that we can do with our post players, with our other two players, and then we'll start to put this stuff together. So off of coming back baseline, as soon as she starts to move, I'm attached to that. I sprint to get to a spot. So our post players work in circles. So I'm going to get to, imagine there's this actual circle. I'm getting to bottom of circle to make this little pass. So if there was a defender here, and he goes to help, I need to get where the ball can see me. Okay? If she goes middle off of this one is up to interpretation. We are teaching circle under because it is so much harder to recover to. So as she gets there, if my defender leaves the basket unguarded or goes to help, I circle under, okay, and we teach 21 footwork to this. So I catch on my inside, watch this, front pivot has turned into an outside pivot against contact as they recover, so I can finish here. So we've got circle up and circle under. So right now, we're only going to go back to the baseline side. Okay, so we've got dynamic one-on-one, still reinforcing hands, read inside shoulder. We sprint off penetration, we're still cutting, we're catching inside the key and outside of 3. As soon as she moves, so we start them at international block. We're going to make a pass to our circle under. Okay, let's get weak side post down here, or weak side rim runner, sorry we don't have post players yet. And we're going to go back to the baseline side on our dynamic. Okay, go whenever you're ready. Wait for the penetration. Good, so there's our first piece of feedback for them. Wait till that ball gets dribbled. Okay, we've got good feedback going on by our assistants here. So from the very beginning of our transition game, This is what we're talking about when we say you don't necessarily need to play. If we're teaching people to play with an advantage, this is our play. If we can always try to be playing with an advantage, the play never stops, the ball never stops. So this all came out of the back, all of that stuff we did this morning is all coming off of this. Boom, oh, you're trailing me, playing on the high side, I'm driving. Okay, defense came, I no longer have the advantage. My teammate now has it. When we show defense, they'll have to work their way through, do I have the advantage? Does my teammate have the advantage? Cal, are they good? Lou, are they okay? Okay, freeze it. We're gonna go outside foot push now. And we're gonna circle under. This one's a little bit tougher, so I usually like to do this towards the beginning. And Lou and Kelly will help them with the footwork. So after the catch, it'll go quite slowly. Go ahead. So outside foot push on the perimeter. Good. Pivot all the way around. Bam. Good, so we probably just get them to rotate a little bit more. This is a strong move. We call this the does anybody know why we call this the 21 position?
You play like you're playing 21, you get to go to the basket.
Whoa, yeah, I never even thought of that. Okay, because it's like 21. Also because this is the and 1 position. This is 2 plus 1. I'm going to get the 2 and the 1. Ooh. Good, I still want perfect dynamic one-on-one on the outside. Hand, go back, read your inside shoulder. Good, check, where's the D? Nice, stop, go back. Catch, go. Go nice and slow. Yeah, there it is. Good job, Wall. Nice 21 position. Okay, and freeze. Again, interest of time. We'll go off the same side just to keep things a little bit easier. If Lou wants to go back here. This time if I'm a weak side wing player. Okay, as she catches and goes baseline, a lot of times we know our post player is going up and hopefully taking defense away. If my player goes to start to show, usually we talk about push and pull. This is the one exception where we'll usually teach a drift on this. So as she goes here, I want to be open below the defender. With the FIBA courts, there's some deep. I catch out outside of 3. If I can shoot this, money. Eventually with older kids, we'll teach maybe I'm going to make an extra pass as defense rotates. What we're going to do at this level, because it's the long 3, every time she kicks it, I catch, wait 1 second while selling the rim. I'm still loaded. What's defense going to do? Bah! They're going to try and crazy recover. And I'm going to go, thank you very much. Okay, and I'll take my little attack. So we'll only go baseline side, hit the drift. If you can shoot the 3, more power to you. Otherwise, you're going to sell for 1 second and then repenetrate. Here you go. Okay, you're in at wing. I'll help you out.
You got it?
As she goes to baseline side, I'm going to sprint to the corner.
Yeah, and attack.
Good. Okay, and for this group, we might be letting them play at the old 3-point line. The FIBA 3 is pretty long. So everybody's going baseline side to start. With the last one, again, we're going a little bit faster. We did all baseline side, all middle side. What would the phase B be? What would phase B be of the last one? How do we make them make a decision without adding defense? Pardon? Yep, coach, basically, exactly. Coach will either guide which one it is, or they just do it off of either. So you can go baseline or middle, and the other player has to move off of it. Don't forget, we're still watching all the dynamic one-on-one principles. Are we hands prepared? Reading inside shoulder. Nice, wait 1 second. Good, nice patience, Wallace. Okay, freeze. Off of, you beanie, off the outside foot push now. Okay, what do we think Lou's gonna do here? This one's a little more complicated. Initially, she might start to push a little to create space away from defender. So if I start to draw her defender for the higher levels, if I break the free throw line or the lane line, or if I get the defense to commit to me, they fully turn their body, she will sprint back, what we call a crack back. I have almost now become like a screener, and I'm gonna go inside hand pass, try to finish my cut at the rim, rub out the defender, and exit cut. Now we haven't gotten to exit cut yet, but we will. For now, the people off the ball, once the ball gets past one of those free throw lines, I'm gonna run back up along the arc. You might not get to the crack back with your guys, but I want you to see it. So we'll challenge these guys a little bit. Yeah. So again, they push first. We keep it simple. Push, pull. As the ball dribbled at you, it pushes you away. It's dribbled away from you, it pulls you with it. The crack back is very nice though. So Lou and Kelly's positioning is very good. They're kind of in their ear. At first they need that reinforcement. Push first, push first. Okay, crack back. So with these guys, I don't even think I'm gonna get to it, but after you pass the ball, so you've passed on the advantage, why can't you just stay and watch or stay and be a rebounder? Pardon?
Defense stays.
Yeah, you just crowded up the key. So unless it's a shot right away, and depending on defensive transition rules, you can go to glass. But if you make the pass, that's why we finish a cut at the rim, open, and then it's easy to say, where's there an open space, and cut to it. Get rid of the clutter in the key. The wait 1 second is one, to let defense rotate. It's also to get your own teammate out of there. The 1 second is key if you're gonna repenetrate. Okay, freeze. Now I'm gonna show you phase B with this side. This is gonna be a little bit tougher. You guys have to read if they go baseline or if they go outside foot push to the middle. So you get to decide. You've got to move correctly, whichever one it is. So you're drifting or you're pushed to crack back. Okay, whichever one you want to do. Go ahead. Good. So there, again, I'm not going to deal with it, but her exit cut, where did it go? It went right to the shooter. So off of that, you're going to either exit cut maybe high, we don't really want them to go back where they came, but you don't want to take your defender to the shooter. a ton of feedback on the dynamic one-on-one stuff right now because we're asking them to think so much about, like we're going way, way, way too fast. So you guys would not be going at this speed, we wouldn't be getting to the next stuff, and you'd be able to get a lot more feedback from just the dynamic one-on-one stuff. Okay, and freeze. We were going to show you another spot, but what I think we'll do is now start to put the decision making in just with these couple of spots. Okay, so we're going to go back to our first post position. Come here. And Lou and Kelly are now going to become guides. Okay, we're going to go again self-toss to baseline side. Hopefully we're going to see hands prepared, reading. Eventually we can guide that too. For right now, we're only going to guide here. And the first decision is going to be simply, am I the ball handler open or is my partner open? Who has the advantage? So on this baseline drive, so let's go self-toss to baseline side. And we know she's going to circle up. The guide is this or that. The guide is exaggerated and it is, I'm here, now who has the advantage? So this is why we want her to get a little higher. Now they can see it, she's got to get a little higher so she's not 3 in a row. Or, as she goes, she did, sorry, still going baseline side. She does such a good job moving off, she got me to go with her for a second. Who has the advantage? Finish that layup. Okay, that's all we're going to do for right now. It gets a little more complicated. So we're showing one or the other here, Cal and Lou. Okay, here we go. Always to baseline side. So actually, if I can get their coach to step up, would you mind being a guide? Just to help reinforce every time that they catch, so on this self-toss, yep, you're just going to step to the high side. Again, all that we're doing is building cue recognition. Defense on high side, automatic, I go back door. Or, sorry, go to the baseline side. Anybody want to be a guide over here? Why, thank you. So on any catch, you'll just literally step on the high side. Good. Stop. And she gets it. You can see right away. She knows. Go back. Do it again. Nice. Make sure you wait until penetration to sprint that cut. Start at international block. Okay, freeze. Now coach is going to trail this play. So on the catch, we're getting behind. We now know this is Paula. Paula's going to circle under Lou. If Lou goes with Paula, who's got the advantage? You do. You're shooting a little pull-up. If defense comes up to stop, make the pass. Who's got the advantage? Okay, we're always going to trail on this baseline side. Great read. Great read. That's a nice little pull-up too. Woo. Mid-range. It's a lost start in the women's game. And again, some coaches here would be wanting to go ball speed! Come on, you're not trying hard enough. They are trying, they're just trying up here right now. Once we get into gameplay, we shut up and they'll play with effort then. And hopefully this stuff starts to seep into it. Okay, freeze. Now, you could do this to start if you've got lower level. where they just get to decide without a defender. Am I going to go outside foot push or baseline? But what we will do is keep a coach in. So on this catch, they're getting to high side or low side to help them make the decision. So now we don't know which way. You have to read here or here, and you guys together are going to have to read which help Lou and Kelly give. Okay, so it's the same thing, but now we don't know which way we're going. This is legit phase C now. Well, kind of advanced B maybe. Okay, go. And they're going to learn through these mistakes. Nice. You'll notice the ball is being caught inside the key, outside the 3. Pretty good decisions down here. Let's see what's going on down here. I'm seeing a couple people not reading inside shoulder, and so they're losing the 1 second advantage if we were playing with a little bit more live defense. Okay, freeze. If you've got, again, like parent volunteers maybe who, I'll do it down here, who aren't as comfortable moving and giving reads or aren't technical, but they want to be there and help, then rather than do what we've had these coaches do so admirably, go back to this one. So they give it here. All that you need the parent volunteer or whoever to do is this or this. It's the same thing. We're still making them make a read. Okay? Let's do this same drill. You guys go out to here. Actually, you know what? Interest of time, hopefully you can see every spot you can do the same thing. Right? So we could be doing it with our weak side wing penetration. Put the coach guide in. Which one's open? Is it me or do I need to make the pass? From every spot we can do the same thing. Okay? I'm going to show you now how we start to build some chaos. How we start to make it a little more game-like. So now, let's have Care, you're going to be our weak side rim runner, and we're going to have Wallace be the weak side wing. Okay, and we've got 2 penetrators that are coming off of the baseline. So these guys are going to go right up each other's butt. Okay, for now, both of them are going to go to the baseline side. So as soon as, what's your name again? Julia's going up here. As soon as that toss happens, what's your name again? Sabri. Yeah. Sabri is coming right at the same time. 1 is going, 2nd is going. The first penetrator is attached actually will go to Wallace. First penetrator goes with weak side wing. 2nd penetrator goes with Care. Usually we would have also built up to a 3rd spot. With U16s, we call this triple penetration shooting, and there's a 3rd person going. As you can imagine, it gets pretty chaotic. I can watch, are you moving off penetration at the right time? So off of the baseline, we're going to hit a drift, and we're going to hit a circle up. Now it's pretty congested in here. I have to exit cut to create space. So if I pass to there, maybe I'm going to exit out. Now this exit out has created chaos. We want them comfortable in a chaotic situation. Okay, so we're both going to the baseline side. With only this many people, it becomes quite easy. They become who they pass to. These guys go over there, and you just try not to play the same position. Okay, so we got 1 as a weak side post. Okay, and we're all going to the weak side wing. We want them going almost at the same time. Okay, so you guys are going to go, I'll help cue it. You're going baseline side, making that pass to the drift. You're hitting the post, okay?
I'm doing what?
You're gonna hit the post player. Okay, go. Go. Good. Penetration might get a little bit deeper. So you guys become who you went to. Hustle to be the next people to shoot. Okay, and first person go. Second person go. Hit the drift. Good. I really like that Caroline waited. She had good patience. She moved on the proper penetration. This is where I can start to be like, okay, no time in between reps. It's okay if you take your time during the rep, but poof, quick. We want lots of reps. Next we would go, same thing, both of them are going outside foot push to the middle. You can see the trend. Depending on your kids, with our U17 tryout, we built this all the way up to 5-on-5 in 2 hours, where we were going quickly through each thing. We'd go phase A, phase B to the read, and then we started guiding defense. With these guys, it takes a little bit longer, and probably with younger kids it will. So now everybody's going outside foot push. We'll show with this group. She's got the crack back. She goes middle. You remember what you're doing? Beautiful. Okay, you guys are going right up each other's butts. You're attached to her. You're attached to her. Here we go. Boom, go. Way to catch yourself. Nice job. Love that. Kids correcting themselves. How's our exit cutting? I haven't been watching it. I'm guessing we might not be doing it. Okay. For you guys, be aware the exit cut becomes quite a big part of this drill. Are we catching outside of 3? You're doing great, girls. Keep it up. We got to make sure we really thank these girls. This is very hard to go through this quickly. Good crack back. Good job, Kara. Good job, Julia. We're not going to do it, but now, whoever the first person with the self-toss is, decides, am I going baseline or am I going middle? The second person will do the same thing, and they have to read. Whichever way the penetration is dictates where I'm going off my penetration principles. Okay, freeze. So we got to a point where we've guided the decision on our dynamic one-on-one, and we've decided, we've gotten to just, am I the advantage, or do I need to pass it? Now we need to start understanding which pass do I make. So we are going to start to put some of this together. So we'll leave both of them in. And we would start it again dictating. Are they going to go baseline side or middle? And then we'd get a coach out to guide it again, which we will do. For right now, I'd like you just to go baseline side. You're both now attached to this person, so you both move accordingly. Okay? We're going to assume right now, and I will put a guide in just a second, you are not open. You're gonna make a pass to one of these two ladies. I'm gonna guide this now. If you can just go slowly for me. As you start to come, I will either take away this, which means who does she pass to? That, okay, or I will stay on the low side and take away, so yeah, come back. I'll take this away, she makes the pass to that. So now it's not, am I open? Now we're starting to build in, there might be rotations. Oh, there might be a weak side wing, depending on how they're playing. There might be a weak side wing coming to help, or there might be a post player coming to help. So now, higher level decision making. So we'll go everything back to the baseline side. Whichever of the two are open, pass it to them. Okay? Let's try it. Doesn't have to be full speed here, ladies. Good. Now I would encourage again, exit cut. We've got shot or wait 1 second, re-attack. All the stuff, I'm only emphasizing what we've already talked about.
Be on the same team. Got it?
Wait 1 second. I see both people doing a pretty good job sprinting off the penetration. How's our dynamic one-on-one? Are we still checking our inside shoulder? Nice peek. Good. I think more than anything, we can see the wheels turning. We know they're sequencing in the right spots. Actually, this looks much better. Okay, we're gonna go middle side now. We're going outside foot push to the middle. She's going under. Beautiful. Who's Lou taking away? Yes. We can see them checking off both of these people. We push first, sprint to crack back. What's that cue? Again, they need to have vision. Okay, freeze, since you're doing so well. Let's get, Jeff, would you mind doing this thing at that end? Kara, can you do it here? Now you guys are gonna have to read if she gives it here or if she gives it here. Whichever way dictates where you go. Kelly and Lou can take away whoever they want to. Okay? Go. He'll make the decision for you. Nice. Just wait till the other guys are ready. Okay, and we'll freeze again. Defense is going to get added back in with the same way we learned how. We're now setting up 3 versus 2. So there will be one advantage. So if I'm the defender, which is going to be Caroline, so you can get rid of your ball. Thanks, Wallace. I make the pass to Kara, wherever she presents, okay? So as you're going, remember this, I tuck behind. She now has to make a decision. Is it her advantage? We're skipping a step, which I'll explain in a step in. But is it her? Is it her or is it her? What's our best shot available? Okay, Ball is held on inside just to show the kids. Remember, I've got to get up. Okay, inside hand while she goes baseline. She's going baseline. She's got a little bit of an advantage. You guys are moving off of it. Everything we've already done, coming back together. We could, with an older age group, you guys can go. With an older age group, this isn't a bad idea to go right from the beginning again. I'm in transition, activate with the pylon one, on time, on target, and play out of an actual live defense situation. This is a little more guided, so know your players. Okay, that's a good choice. She could finish there, and she had that person open. That is not a bad choice. Nice and tight to the D. Good, you gotta cut tight off him. Don't worry, he can take it. Make a little contact. He's tough. There it is, yes! He's never gonna screen you again. Why are you turning your back there? Go. No need to turn your back there. Now, as we're trying to help them get a little bit out of their conscious brain, so soon after this, we keep them in their conscious brain a little bit more. But my feedback, as they've had more and more to think about, what has happened to the amount of feedback that I've given? It's come down a little bit because there's so much that they're thinking about. So I've chosen to prioritize a few things that I'll go back to. I can't give feedback on the whole thing. There's too much going on. And freeze. Let's get everybody to this end so I don't make that thing mad. Okay, to get into an actual phase D, you haven't seen phase D yet. You've only seen phase B and phase C. We will go offensive player, defensive player. Coach will guide here. Can I get offensive player, defensive player, offensive player? Thank you, and thank you, Kara. And defensive player. You don't need your ball anymore. And let's get you guys baseline.
Let's put you there.
Are you already? Sweet.
And you come be defense. So
okay, let's get white. Ono. Beautiful. That's defense. Okay, and we're gonna go, the only guide now is me deciding where they go. This is not gonna be perfect, and we're in a phase D. My feedback when they get into a true phase D is none. Now this one, because there's a lull after every one because we're not playing multiple possessions, I might be able to sneak something in, but let them play. What I will say to them to try and honor the competitiveness, play to the end of a possession. So if you get an offensive rebound, keep playing. We're playing 3-on-3 out of this. If you get a defensive steal or a defensive rebound, we'll flip offense to defense. Okay, so you guys just play. We're gonna shut up. I don't know. What are you gonna do? Play. Play. Okay, great. Black's now on O, correct? White's gonna match up. Kelly's gonna help us get subs in and make sure we don't have people playing the same spot. Just hold on, we'll make sure we got everything. And where's Lou? Lou, can you be me after so I can talk through the error detection correction? Okay, here we go. All right. Wow, that's exciting. Good job. We are gonna have them play FIBA 33 in a second where you'll get to see them play continuous. But right now, I've asked you to limit feedback because we're letting them play. They gotta figure it out. They're consolidating their learning. They have to be willing to suck first in order to get better later. If they're afraid of sucking, they will never get better. Let them work through it.
We got sisters here.
Yeah. Sorry, you guys go. Secretly, I want us to only watch one thing right now. When we watch competition, it becomes hard to narrow our focus as coaches. Only thing for the next 3 possessions, are they catching the ball outside of 3 and inside the key? That's literally the only thing we're gonna watch, and you guys are gonna help me debrief them. Good read. Until they play FIBA 33, I'm going to change what we're watching so it makes more sense. Are they moving, sprinting off the penetration at the right time? So I want you to watch the 2 people off of it. Are they sprinting, and are they sprinting at the right time? Good. Finish the possession. Compete to finish that possession. I just broke my own rule. So rotation sometimes can be the toughest part. Okay, ladies, hold on for 1 second. So you guys were asked to watch just, are they moving off penetration at the right time, and are they sprinting off of it? Can I get some feedback from you guys that we can give the ladies? Try to be specific with it. What did you notice?
The post, when they penetrating baseline, they were always coming up to the top.
Okay.
Staying down.
Okay, so remember, we got to get where the ball can see us, so I've got to be high enough that if the ball had eyes, it can see me. Okay, that's some specific feedback on how we moved off penetration. Anything else we noticed about how we moved off penetration? That's all we're looking at right now.
The game was just kind of running to down the side, maybe jogging a little bit, not throwing possession, really catching the ball.
Okay, so we want to sprint to get there, so our feet are getting set as the ball is in the air. That's good, and this is all stuff that we could build to. Okay, so you've seen us progress. Hopefully, I mean, we didn't do a great job because I, of course, took too long this morning, but hopefully you can see how the dots connect from all of our transition stuff into how it creates the flow off the baseline bounce, which hopefully leads to dynamic one-on-one, which leads to movement off penetration. All of these things are principles of play At no point did we run a UCLA offense or anything of the sort. We ran principles. So now we are going to play FIBA 33. You guys, I think, were given the rules upstairs, right? Touched on them? Okay, so we are going to play now. Lou and Kelly will fill these guys in and maybe get teams set up for us. We are going to be done very, very soon. I'm going to get you guys into